Does anyone remember the absolutely crazy one-year sensation that was I'm sure everyone that's a K-pop fan has daydreamed about making their own K-pop supergroup from their favorite idols, handpicking them to make the best group possible. I can admit it, I did too. But only one K-pop company was just insane enough to actually try it. Not once, but twice. It would have been a major success that could have inspired more K-pop companies to create their own supergroups if SuperM, as a concept, wasn't already dead before it was even started. However, with Lucas just recently announcing his return to the music industry, does this signal the return of the first ever supergroup in K-pop? Now, like I always like to say, before looking forward, we gotta look back.
네. 진짜.
Back to 2019. Like I already said, the idea of creating a supergroup from already existing groups is something that everyone has thought of, but what does it take to actually make it happen? SM Entertainment at the time was busy with NCT 127's comeback with Superhuman and their tour, which I went to, and the only thing I can report is, and there was a lot of grinding. Okay, that's all I remember. Taemin was doing his thing with Want, NCT Dream released Boom, Taeyeon had 4 seasons, and Baekhyun was chilling in UN Village. So it wasn't that busy at SM Entertainment, considering. And then one night, similar to a night like this, Lee Soo Man woke up in a cold sweat from a dream where he created a supergroup formed out of members from already existing SM groups. Formed from Baekhyun and Kai from EXO, Taemin from SHINee, Taeyong, Ten, Lucas, and Mark from NCT to create SuperM. They really missed out on an opportunity to do like a Power Rangers theme thing, like a pterodactyl. Now you may be asking me, Nathan, SuperM is a pretty unique name. It would have been more unique if it missed one letter. What does it exactly mean? Well, Super stands for synergy. What's it called? Well, apparently Super stands for synergy, while the M stands for matrix or master. I had no idea before writing this script. I thought M stand for male. Okay, the easy part was over, finding the members. Now comes the hard part. How does SM Entertainment market SuperM? Would they promote them just in Korea, or would they go international with it? Turns out, it would be the latter, as Lee Soo Man teamed up with the American music label Capitol Records. And for some reason, they kept on promoting SuperM as the Avengers of K-pop. Why? I'm still confused. Honestly, I think they kept on mentioning the Avengers of K-pop because the Avengers movies was popping back then, and also just to make it easier for the average American to understand what SuperM was. You can imagine that a lot of K-pop fans and non-K-pop fans had mixed feelings about SuperM as a concept. K-pop fans, specifically EXO, SHINee, and NCT fans, would see the whole project of SuperM taking away from those already existing and successful groups' achievements and the time and effort they could have been putting in to promote the groups that they were already from. And non-K-pop fans, they were just confused in general. But things were already in motion, and SuperM was set to debut live at Capitol Records headquarters in Los Angeles, California. The world was waiting to see and hear exactly what SuperM was all about.
And I want to welcome all the fans in the room, all the fans watching on the live stream around the globe. Welcome to the legendary Capitol Studios here at Capitol Records in Los Angeles, California. We're here to celebrate the release of their debut EP, the first mini album, SuperM.
You know how crazy of a time this was? Like, looking back on it now, why back then I was like, oh yeah, this seems normal. Not only did they do a whole press conference like they were taking their talents to South Beach, but they also had a watch party of the debut music video at Capitol Records and had a debut showcase there too. All in one night. And on top of that, let's talk about that music video and song, Jopping. As Kai explained it,
Jumping
Yes.
and popping
Okay.
and jumping.
thank you very much, Kai. The MV was the cherry on top of this massive money cake SM threw at SuperM's debut. They took the boys to Dubai, rented helicopters, tanks, motorcycles, and sports cars like Aston Martins and McLarens. But I'm not gonna lie, the whole debut was iconic, okay? You can't tell me otherwise. The music video and the song gave us iconic moments and lines like this.
Like a 747 with a flyer. Like a paraglide. Not in a paraglide. You think you big ball, throwing 3 stacks. I'ma show you what a ball you will mismatch. Opinionated, but I'm always spitting straight facts. We'll keep it jumping and popping here all night.
And as I mentioned before, SuperM was kind of SM Entertainment's attempt at making moves in America, as BTS was breaking out with songs like DNA and Boy With Love, and at a similar time, Blackpink was making their presence known in the US with their first appearance at Coachella and promoting the hit Kill This Love. So actually, the timing was just perfect for SuperM to catch this new K-pop wave that was crashing into the American scene.
Alright, let's get some in and out, guys. Giddy, 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 giddy.
After SuperM's official debut, they went on the whole press tour in America, going on talk shows and performing, and even going on tour in America in 10 cities just months after debuting. They made their debut such a big deal, you couldn't ignore it. But as much as that cash money SM Entertainment invested into SuperM, was it all considered successful? Was their songs any good? Any good? Oh, personally, I loved it. You could say you can't just make good music from putting these guys together. Or you could say the opposite and say that you absolutely are going to make good music when you put these guys together. Just let Baekhyun do his high notes, Lucas, Mark, and Taeyeon flow, Tang, Kai, and Taemin move like graceful swans on the water. But at the same time, what I do have to praise is the producers for this debut album. European-based producers shout out the London boys LD and Noise, Moonshine, American-based producers John Santana, and in-house producer at SM Entertainment, Kenzie. Each track Minnie has said reminded them of that classic SM sound, and each track is kind of an extension of shinee, EXO, and NCT. And that's not just because they have members from those groups in this one. All this proves is that yes, SM did throw tons of money at this thing to happen, but it all worked. Kind of. SuperM hit #1 on the Billboard 200, World Album Chart, and World Digital Song Sales with Jopping. But because I said SuperM was SM Entertainment's attempt to go global, specifically in America, the Korean fans, Korean K-pop fans, were kind of left out. The Korean chart performance for SuperM was non-existent, as I couldn't really find any stats to put into this video, so that just shows you that SuperM was created for the world, not necessarily just Korea. In 2020, after a strong showing in the States, SuperM was taking the show to Latin America and Europe. They were on their way to return to Asia with a show at the Tokyo Dome, scheduled for April. However, that wouldn't happen, as the world was shutting down to avoid the unknown of the pandemic. So that almost completely slowed down and shut down SuperM and K-pop altogether. But just when you thought it was done for SuperM, they came up with something else. SM Entertainment worked fast and slick on developing and investing even more money on a whole new company. I imagine all just for SuperM. Since no one was allowed to gather for concerts or even fan meetings anymore, SM Entertainment, with the help of Naver, formed Beyond Live, a company whose role is to develop and host virtual concerts for K-pop artists to be broadcasted live across the world. They use technologies like AR or augmented reality to program visuals like this.
Julia, Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. That is quite the set behind you. Wow.
You are witnessing the exact same set that we used for our Beyond Live concert in April. As you can see, we even use some AR and a lot of technology right now, so it's pretty advanced.
SuperM, not surprisingly, was the first artist to use Beyond Live to hold a concert and sold 75,000 tickets and streamed to 109 countries and made over $2 million. But if you think about it, this technology is not simple, and I don't know how much it costs to develop this and make it happen. I don't know if they really made that much profit, but they must have, because other artists would use this SM built platform to hold their own virtual concerts like JYP with Twice, and SM would use Beyond Live again for their own SM artist concert series. Oh yeah, and the graphics, they definitely improved since then. With that honestly impressive innovation to keep SuperM and K-pop going through the pandemic, SuperM would mark their first comeback in the fall. Could they top that unforgettable debut with this new album? The first drop was the pre-release single 100, which kept up the energy from Jopping, but it wasn't as memorable except for Taemin going all yeehaw. Then they dropped Tiger Inside, the title from the new album. It was their first song by SuperM to enter the Korean music chart. So finally, Korea was opening up to the idea of SuperM as a group. Now, while the title track and the songs that they decided to promote were kind of the B-sides were the highlight. Tracks like Wish You Were Here, Big Chance, Better Days, and Together at Home were upbeat and good-feeling songs that really symbolized the time it was when everyone was quarantined at home. Then you have tracks like Drip and Dangerous Woman that gives off this hot and seductive vibe. I feel like they made Dangerous Woman just for me. Can I say that? With the Super 1 album out and doing well, not only did they start getting the attention of Korea, but they went double platinum and so doubled their debut album, selling over 500,000 copies. And then SuperM would go out and do a bunch of like side missions. They would live up to their nickname as the Avengers of K-pop, as they released the collaboration with Marvel Studios on these amazing SuperM merch. Cool, right? And then for some reason appear on a Nickelodeon show.
It's my favorite shirt. It's just a shirt. Just a shirt?
And ultimately, who would have thought SuperM's last song would be a sponsor? Luckily, it was a good one at least. We Do was a promotional song made in collaboration with, oh, exciting, an insurance company. And that was really it for SuperM. It's been 3 years since We Do, and SuperM hasn't promoted anything. Not even a sponsor. Kind of like me. Why did it all stop suddenly? Well, there's actually 3 reasons. One, and I think the most important one, is people forget to mention, is the guy responsible for SuperM in the first place, Lee Soo Man. SuperM was strictly his brainchild, his project he wanted to make happen, and he did. This whole Supergroup fiasco shows a greater picture as to how Lee Soo Man shaped and created an innovative culture at SM Entertainment, and that shows more now that he left the company. The story of Lee Soo Man leaving SM Entertainment is kind of a crazy, wacky, messy, and with a lot of tea kind of story that I'll save for another video. But continuing on, without Lee Soo Man at SM Entertainment, the company lost that experimental spirit, and SuperM wasn't a priority for the company anymore. Still, they did tease in March 2023 that SuperM will be coming back in 2023. And well, I don't know if you realize this, it's 2024. The second reason why SuperM isn't a thing anymore is because the members had to go and do their mandatory military service. Now, that isn't that big of a deal, but it does tend to mess up scheduling and planning for SuperM related content because they still have their original groups that they want to promote, and then to add SuperM on top of that, it's a bit much. And the final reason is Lucas. Lucas left NCT and Wavy back in May of 2023. And to make a long story short, maybe for another video, is due to Lucas's personal past relationships getting brought out into the open. And it became a pretty large talking point very quickly, and ultimately led him to step away from all activities and his groups, NCT, Wavy, SuperM, and the company SM Entertainment. It's been 2 years since that, but now, just days ago, Lucas released a multi-part documentary where he is in Korea and his home of Hong Kong, reflecting on the events and his attitude now, which is honestly a very good watch. I recommend you check it out. There's like 2 episodes out right now, maybe 3 at this point. And on top of that, he created new socials to announce his return to the industry. But he's not doing it alone. Lucas is returning as a solo artist under SM Entertainment, which does make it seem he will still promote in Korea and in K-pop. So could we see Lucas return to the lineup of SuperM? Possibly. That could possibly be the key to make SuperM happen again, at least for like 1 song a year or something like that. But with Lee Soo Man out of the picture to push promotions for SuperM, I don't think we will see the first ever K-pop supergroup ever again. Actually, hold up. SuperM wasn't the last supergroup. SM Entertainment tried it one more time, and with idols from their girl groups, Girls' Generation, Red Velvet, aespa, and solo artists. But I'll leave that for next week's What Happened video. That's it, Korea Boos. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a new What Happened video. And next week's, where I talk about Girls on Top, or Got the Beat. Why didn't they come out with a better name? Also, let me know down below what other K-pop artists or groups you want me to cover next in the What Happened series. But again, thank y'all Korea Boos so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
이거 종류 아니고 누나 너무 예뻐 미쳐 이거 종류 아니고 누나 너무 예뻐 미쳐